If you're not your thoughts, who's thinking them? Buddhism's answer. Chapter 1. The Mystery of Thoughts and Thinking. Have you ever noticed those thoughts that just pop into your head? Like uninvited guests at a party. 1 minute you're focused, the next you're planning dinner, replaying an old argument, or worrying about something that might happen. Where do these thoughts even come from? And the bigger question, who is doing the thinking? If it's not you, then who? It's something we've all experienced. You might be washing dishes, driving, just staring out the window, and suddenly a thought appears. You weren't trying to think it, it just showed up. This isn't some kind of mental glitch, it's the default mode of the untrained mind. Buddhism offers a powerful explanation for this. Dependent origination, pratyasamutpada. It's a core teaching, and it simply means that everything arises from causes and conditions. Every thought has a trigger, even if we're not aware of it. It could be a sensation, a feeling, a memory, a whole network of interconnected events. One thing leads to another, and another. Want to see this in action? Let's try something. For the next 10 seconds, try to predict your very next thought. Close your eyes, go ahead. Could you do it? My guess is no. The act of trying to predict it completely changed the conditions. This simple exercise points to a fundamental Buddhist idea, the lack of a permanent controlling self, anatta. The Buddha, as he sat under the Bodhi tree, deeply observed his own mind. The Majjhima Nikaya describes his profound insights into the nature of consciousness. He saw thoughts rising and falling like ripples without any permanent thinker pulling the strings. And we all experience that inner voice, that constant mental chatter. Buddhists call it the monkey mind, restless, always jumping from one thing to the next. Think about the kinds of thoughts that fill your mind. Planning. What's for dinner? Remembering, did I lock the door? Judging, they shouldn't have done that. Worrying, what if I fail? Just becoming aware of these patterns is a huge first step. This constant stream of thoughts can be overwhelming, but it also reveals something important about the nature of our minds. It creates this feeling that there's a solid me in the center of it all, doing the thinking. We mistakenly identify with the process of thinking and believe there's a permanent I behind it. But what if that I is just another thought within the stream? Because thoughts are impermanent, this constant change shows us that there's no fixed, unchanging self behind our thoughts. It's like a river, always flowing, never the same from one moment to the next. The water is never the same. The currents are always shifting, just like our thoughts. One thought triggers another, a chain reaction. A thought about work leads to a worry about a deadline, which brings up a memory of a past mistake, which sparks anxiety. This is the principle of cause and effect in action. Here's something to keep in mind. Trying to force your thoughts to stop is like trying to stop a river with your bare hands. It just makes things more turbulent. The harder you try to control your mind, the more chaotic it can become. So what if, instead of fighting the current, you just observed it? That's where mindfulness, sati, comes in. The Satipatthana Sutta, a key text on mindfulness meditation in Buddhism, gives us clear guidance on how to cultivate this non-judgmental awareness. It's about paying attention to each moment without getting carried away. When you simply notice your thoughts without judging them or getting involved in their stories, something shifts. You create a little space. You start to see that you are not your thoughts. You are the awareness that observes them. And this isn't just a philosophical idea. Modern research, like the work of Dr. 𝐿𝐴𝐻 Kabat-Zinn, founder of mindfulness-based stress reduction, MBSR, shows that mindfulness practices can actually change the brain structure. Reducing stress, improving focus, it physically creates more distance between you and your usual reactive patterns. Let's try it right now. Just for 10 seconds, observe your thoughts. Don't try to change them, just watch them, like clouds drifting by. Did you notice anything? Perhaps somewhat more stillness, somewhat more space? That's the beginning of freedom. That is the power of bare observation. Chapter 2. The Empty Center, Looking for the Thinker. There's a common assumption that there's a thinker behind our thoughts, a separate self that controls them. If our thoughts aren't a fixed self, if they come and go, then what are we? This is where we start to look for that supposed owner of all this mental activity, a natural question, and a path the Buddha himself explored. It's like the feeling of somebody must be home within us. We sense there must be someone creating these thoughts, directing them. The Buddha's teachings on anatta, no self, directly challenge this deeply ingrained belief. It's not about denying your experience, it's about examining it more closely. Let's try a little experiment. Pause this, and for a few moments just look for the thinker behind your thoughts. Don't try to think about it, try to find it. What do you actually discover? Did you find anything that felt like a solid, permanent thinker? Or perhaps something else entirely? This search, this looking for a self in charge of thinking, often reveals something quite surprising: the absence of what we expected. Instead of an abstract concept, the Buddha offered a practical way to examine our experience. He described human experience as being made up of 5 aggregates, or pancakanda. These are physical form, rupa, feelings, vedana, perceptions, sanya, mental formations, sankhara, and consciousness, vijnana. Everything we experience can be categorized into these 5 aspects. Mental formations include our intentions, volitions, thoughts, and habits. The Anatta Lakkhana quotes the Buddha directly. "This is not mine. This I am not. This is not myself." He's talking about each of these 5 aggregates. He encourages us to examine them, to see if any of them truly qualify as a permanent, unchanging self. There's a wonderful story about a monk named 𝐂𝐴𝐻. He was deeply investigating this teaching. He went through each of the 5 aggregates, searching for a self. He looked at his body, his feelings, his perceptions, his thoughts, his awareness, and he couldn't find a permanent self anywhere. He realized that even the feeling of "I am thinking" is just another mental formation. A sankhara. It's not a thinker, it's another thought. This realization brought him great peace and liberation. 𝐂𝐻𝐻's story is another powerful example. Before becoming a nun, she was a queen renowned for her beauty. Her husband, King Bimbisara, a devoted follower of the Buddha, knew she was attached to her appearance. He arranged for her to visit the monastery, where the Buddha conjured a vision of an even more beautiful woman, then rapidly aged that vision before 𝐂𝐻𝐻's eyes. This striking demonstration of impermanence led her to deep insight, and she later became a nun known for her wisdom. Shifting our perspective from seeing thoughts as mine to seeing them as natural processes can be unsettling at first. If there's no self controlling our thoughts, what does that mean? It means thoughts are natural processes. They arise based on conditions, just like everything else. This is dependent origination applied to thinking. The Buddha explained this to a farmer using the analogy of planting seeds. Our past actions, intentions, and experiences plant seeds in the mind. These seeds, when watered by present conditions, sprout into thoughts and feelings. Thinking isn't something we do through a separate self. It arises spontaneously, through the interplay of causes and conditions without a need for a permanent controller. There's a freedom in seeing this, a lightness. This understanding reduces the clinging that creates so much mental suffering and dissatisfaction. Chapter 3. The clear awareness behind thinking. Beyond the constant stream of thoughts, there's something more fundamental, a simple yet profound capacity to know. It's the awareness that underlies all experience, the silent witness to everything that arises and passes away. This awareness isn't another thought. It's the context for all thoughts. This isn't about acquiring a new skill. It's about recognizing a capacity that's already inherent within us. The Buddha emphasized the importance of sati, mindfulness, this non-judgmental awareness of present moment experience. It was this quality of awareness that the monk Anuruddha sought to cultivate. He struggled with his meditation, constantly distracted. The Buddha advised him to simply be mindfully aware of the arising and passing of his thoughts and sensations without getting caught up. Through diligent practice, Anuruddha developed this clear, unwavering awareness and found deep peace. He was able to recognize the power of the mind. His experience reflects a universal potential, one that modern science is increasingly recognizing. Neuroscience is showing that the brain has a natural capacity to observe its own activity, a built-in ability, a fundamental aspect of consciousness. Imagine a moment without being changed by the reflections. This inherent ability to observe is what allows us to experience those moments of clarity. Consider those brief moments when the thinking mind quiets down, perhaps between breaths, in quiet contemplation, or when deeply absorbed in something special. In those moments, there's a sense of inner spaciousness. The Buddha encouraged the practice of jhana, meditative absorption, deep states of concentration that unify and still the mind. Even brief glimpses of this mental clarity awaken us to this potential. The mind can be likened to a vast open sky. Thoughts, feelings, sensations, they're like clouds passing through. The clouds come and go, but the sky itself remains unaffected, spacious, and clear. This traditional Buddhist metaphor beautifully illustrates the relationship between awareness and the contents of consciousness. Recognizing this spaciousness is where we find freedom from the turbulence of the thinking mind. And this spaciousness isn't empty. It has a distinct quality. This awareness isn't inert. It has a quality of equanimity, upekkha, a balanced, even-minded attention that doesn't get caught up in attraction or aversion. Equanimity, one of the 4 Brahmaviharas, sublime states, was taught by the Buddha as a key quality for liberation. This ancient wisdom is increasingly supported by modern research. Studies show that training in equanimity changes how the brain responds to emotional stimuli, reducing reactivity and creating inner space and stability. This balanced awareness, this ability to be present with whatever arises without getting swept away, is the essence of inner peace, It's not about stopping thoughts, it's about changing our relationship to them. Chapter 4. Living with this understanding. So how do we integrate this understanding of the thought process into our everyday lives? It's about cultivating a wiser relationship with our thinking, one of mindful engagement rather than constant struggle. The Buddha never said we should eliminate thoughts entirely. He understood that thinking is a necessary and valuable tool, how we plan, learn, create, and navigate the world. The key is to use thoughts wisely without being controlled by them. He taught us about yoniso manasikara, wise attention, paying attention in a way that leads to understanding and liberation, rather than confusion and suffering. The story of Angulimala is powerful, a notorious criminal transformed by his encounter with the Buddha. His entire life changed when his relationship with his thoughts changed. He learned to see the destructive patterns of his mind, and, through the Buddha's guidance, to cultivate compassion and wisdom. This wasn't about erasing his past, it was about choosing to respond differently to his inner impulses. This applies directly to our everyday lives. For example, what does thinking mean when you're facing a challenging problem, like a difficult math problem? From a Buddhist perspective, this thinking is simply mental formations arising based on conditions. You have the intention to solve the problem, a volition, a sankhara, memories of similar problems, learned knowledge, and new ideas arise in your mind, more sankharas. These mental formations interact, combine, and shift, all within the field of your awareness. The key when applying mindfulness is that you're not identified with this process. You're not lost in the struggle. Instead, you're observing these mental formations arising and passing, and without clinging to any particular outcome. This creates the inner space, the mental clarity needed for insight to arise. How might this look in practice? Here's a breakdown. 1. Intention, setting the stage. It starts with a clear intention. I want to understand and solve this problem. This sets the direction for your mental activity. 2. Observation, mindful engagement. As you work, you mindfully observe the thoughts, formulas, and strategies that arise. You notice frustration, dead ends, and new ideas. 3. Space, creating room. Instead of forcing a solution, you allow space. You might take a break, take a few deep breaths, or simply step away for a moment. This isn't procrastination, it's creating mental space for new connections to form. 4. Equanimity, staying balanced. You cultivate equanimity, understanding that the solution may take time. You're present with the process, not attached to a specific outcome. 5. Insight, allowing for emergence. When insight arises, gently acknowledge it. Don't cling to it. This allows the insight to fully develop and inform your understanding. In the Ālagādupāma Sutta, the Buddha told the parable of the raft. A raft is useful for crossing a river, but once you reach the other shore, you don't carry it around. Similarly, thoughts are useful tools in this process. But we don't need to cling to every thought or idea that arises. Recognizing when thinking is helpful and when it's creating unnecessary frustration is key. This is the middle way, a path between suppressing thoughts and being lost in them. We can start with small, simple steps to cultivate this awareness. When you feel stressed, take a few conscious breaths and simply observe the sensations in your body. When you're overwhelmed, find refuge in the awareness that holds the thoughts and feelings. Over time, these small moments of mindful attention create profound shifts, allowing us to be fully present. We began with a question. If you're not your thoughts, who's thinking them? The ultimate answer lies beyond words. It's a direct experience, beyond concepts. The 𝐂𝐻𝐿𝐴 Sutta describes the Buddha's noble silence when asked metaphysical questions. The point isn't to find a new self, it's to see that the question itself dissolves when viewed with clear awareness. That ultimately is the greatest freedom.